No time to waste. Number 1, the kind of music you listen to when you're sad. What kind of person are you when you're feeling low? Do you reach for something upbeat to try to shake off the mood, or do you go straight for the slow, sad songs that match it? Believe it or not, science says leaning into the sadness with music might actually be the better choice. Psychologists say sad music can work like a safe emotional playground. You get to feel strong emotions without real life consequences. It's like taking a short trip to Heartbreak Land, but coming home whenever you want. This space lets your brain explore and release feelings you might have been holding back. One part of this is something called catharsis, the safe release of pent up emotions. A song with mournful piano or soulful vocals can reflect how you're feeling inside. It makes you feel understood, like the music gets you. When you feel that connection, you're less alone in whatever you're going through. There's also a biological side. Some research suggests sad music can cause your body to release prolactin, a hormone that helps soothe emotional pain. Think of it as your body's natural comfort chemical, helping you feel calm even while you're feeling sad. Nostalgia plays a role too. That song you loved in high school, the one tied to a mix of happy and bittersweet memories, can create a layered emotional experience. It stirs feelings of loss and joy at the same time, which can be strangely satisfying. Your brain likes that structure. It's a way to organize big emotions into something you can handle. So, putting on sad music isn't about wallowing in misery. It's more like emotional self-care. It's your brain's way of working through feelings in a safe, predictable way. Those slow, aching songs can help you make sense of your emotions and leave you feeling lighter afterward. Next time you put on that heartbreak playlist, don't feel guilty. You're not making yourself sad. You're letting yourself process and heal. In a way, those songs are like personal therapists. They just happen to have better soundtracks. Number 2, the better approach to deal with your mistakes. Mistakes happen to everyone, yet most of us treat them like unwanted guests that need to be chased out immediately. The more we fight them, the more stress we create for ourselves. That's why embracing your mistakes instead of fighting them can actually reduce stress. It's not about pretending they didn't happen. It's about letting them exist without turning them into a full-blown crisis. Psychologists and researchers back this up. Acceptance is a central idea in mindfulness, cognitive behavioral therapy, and self-compassion practices. When you stop seeing mistakes as proof of personal failure and start seeing them as part of being human, your body and mind relax. Studies consistently show that people who meet their own errors with kindness experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. This shift is more than just being nice to yourself. Self-compassion breaks the loop of overthinking and self-criticism. If you can accept that the mistake already happened, you stop wasting mental energy on wishing it away. That frees up your brain for something more useful, like figuring out what to do next. Instead of saying, "I can't believe I did that," you're more likely to think, "Okay, that didn't work. What's my next move?" That small change in language calms your nervous system and clears your head. There's also a performance benefit. People who embrace their mistakes tend to stay more focused and bounce back faster. They don't get stuck in endless mental reruns of what went wrong. They keep moving. They also tend to learn more from each slip up because they're willing to look directly at what happened without feeling crushed by it. This doesn't mean you have to celebrate every error like it's a personal victory. It just means you acknowledge it, take what you need from it, and move forward without dragging it like extra luggage. So, the next time you mess up, whether it's a small slip or a big blunder, try greeting it with curiosity instead of anger. Nod to it, learn from it, and keep going. By embracing your mistakes, you make it easier on your mind, your body, and your future self. Science says that's a far better deal than beating yourself up. Number 3, the Zygarnik effect. We've all been told to finish what we start. Clean your plate, complete your assignments, close every open tab. But there's a twist in how our minds work. Sometimes not finishing something can be better for you. The Zygarnik effect explains why leaving some tasks unfinished can actually relieve pressure. This idea comes from Russian psychologist Bluma Zygarnik, who discovered it in the 1920s. While observing waiters in a cafe, she noticed they could recall complicated orders with ease until the customers paid. Once the task was done, the details disappeared from memory. Her research showed that our brains keep unfinished tasks active, like mental sticky notes you can't peel off. Here's where it gets useful. If you're facing a big, intimidating project, you can start it and then stop partway through on purpose. This isn't procrastination, it's a strategy. By leaving it incomplete, you give your brain a chance to keep working on it in the background. Think of it like planting a seed. You walk away, but your mind keeps tending to it without you even realizing it. This method can take the pressure off when you're staring down a huge to-do list. Instead of grinding through everything in one exhausting push, you can allow yourself to stop mid-task. That unfinished feeling holds your focus on the project, so when you come back, you already have a running start. Writers often use this trick, stopping mid-sentence so the next writing session flows more easily. You can apply the same idea to other tasks. Pause with one section left to clean, leave the final slide of a presentation for later, or end a brainstorming session with an idea half-formed. It's like leaving yourself breadcrumbs for the next round. Of course, this isn't about abandoning things indefinitely. The key is to use it deliberately. By pausing at the right moment, you harness your brain's natural tendency to stay engaged with what's incomplete. So, the next time you feel crushed by the need to finish everything now, try breaking that rule. Leave the task halfway done and give your mind space to breathe. Sometimes the best way to keep your momentum is to step away before the finish line. Number 4, the Ben Franklin effect. When someone doesn't seem to like you, it's natural to either avoid them or try winning them over by doing something nice. But psychology suggests a counterintuitive move. Ask them for a favor. How doing a small favor for someone who dislikes you can lead to a more positive relationship is explained by something called the Ben Franklin effect. The name comes from a story Benjamin Franklin told about winning over a political rival. Instead of offering gifts or compliments, he asked to borrow a rare book from the man's collection. The rival agreed, and afterward, their relationship noticeably improved. Franklin didn't stumble on a one-off trick. He tapped into a quirk of human psychology. The explanation lies in cognitive dissonance, which happens when our actions and beliefs don't match. If someone thinks, "I don't like this person," but then does something helpful for you, their brain faces a contradiction. To resolve it, they may unconsciously adjust their belief to, "Maybe I don't dislike them as much as I thought." For people who struggle with social anxiety or awkward first impressions, this can be a low-pressure way to build a bridge. You don't have to impress someone with grand gestures. You just create a small moment of cooperation that reframes the relationship. The trick is to keep the favor small, simple, and genuine. Ask for an opinion on something they're good at, borrow a book you know they value, or request a quick bit of advice on a topic they care about. You're not trying to manipulate them. You're giving them a chance to engage in a way that feels natural and easy. Over time, these tiny cooperative moments can chip away at tension. The other person starts to associate you with a positive, helpful interaction rather than the negative feelings they may have started with. So if someone feels like they've got a permanent seat in your "not a fan of me" section, don't just keep your distance. Give them the small honor of helping you with something. According to the Ben Franklin effect, it might not only ease the awkwardness, but also open the door to a friendlier, more genuine connection. Number 5, imagine you've been through something stressful or even traumatic, and the memories keep barging into your mind at the worst possible times. They're vivid, distracting, and hard to shake. Strangely enough, one of the tools that can help isn't to sleep it off. It's Tetris. Yes, the block stacking game from the 80s might actually be good for your mental health. This is called the Tetris effect. Psychologist Emily Holmes and her colleagues have studied this phenomenon and found something fascinating. If you play a visually demanding spatial game like Tetris shortly after a traumatic experience, it can reduce the number of intrusive memories that form afterward. The science behind it is about how your brain uses its visuospatial resources. These are the parts of your working memory that process and store visual images. When you're playing Tetris, those resources are busy figuring out how to rotate and place the blocks, leaving less mental capacity to strengthen and store the vid images tied to the trauma. The timing matters. This technique works best in the short window after the event, before those memories become deeply consolidated. That's why the research has focused on playing within hours of the experience, not weeks later. It's not just Tetris that can help. Other activities that demand similar visual and spatial processing, like certain puzzle apps or shape matching games, can have the same effect. The key is that they pull your visual memory systems into a challenging, repetitive task, so they can't give as much attention to replaying distressing images. And it doesn't have to be limited to trauma. If you're stressed from work, stuck replaying a tense conversation, or caught in an endless loop of what if scenarios, picking up a simple visual game can disrupt that cycle. It's like giving your brain a busy signal so it can't keep dialing you with unwanted mental reruns. So if someone catches you deep into a puzzle game, you can truthfully say you're not just killing time, you're giving your mind a break from intrusive thoughts. In the right circumstances, those falling blocks aren't just a game. They're a clever mental defense system disguised as fun. Subscribe if you learn something new. Which one's your favorite?